Shalom, good morning, welcome to Jerusalem. Today's Torah and Rabbi Nachman, Torah 103, is probably one of the most painful in a way, if you see it kind of like I do. And he says, it's brought in the Masechet Sanhedrin, Kol hamoneh halacha talmido, ilo moneh lo nachlat avot. Any rabbi who stops from giving Torah, giving halacha to a student, it's as if he's preventing him from inheriting the inheritance of his fathers. So we see that's a beautiful connection. You know, the streets of Jerusalem here are called Nachlaot. And we just brought from the Sanhedrin the rabbi's words, Nachalat Avot, inheritance. So we understand that the Torah is our inheritance, and the laws of the Torah are the things that have kept us together for 300 years plus. However, what is the connection if a rabbi doesn't teach Torah, answer every question? So the rabbis, they get thousands of questions a day in the mail, online, and they can't answer every question, do the best they can. But if they stop from giving over the Torah, is that so bad here or there? Because the guy has to take a nap once in a while, you know. But I asked a rabbi in Nar Shalom nearby, and he said, no, this is when a rabbi refuses to answer somebody to punish him. That's where the teacher steps over the line. He's not going to answer you because you're late or because you didn't show up for something. Okay, that happens, but that punitive position, that doesn't really touch the heart of the matter. You see these buildings? I've watched all these buildings put together over the last 30 years. This is Nachalat Avot, every square centimeter. But the real teaching is, what about the halacha of moving to Israel? What about the mitzvah of Aliyat Yerushalayim, going up to Jerusalem 3 times a year? What about this mitzvah of inheriting the land because it is a special place for our people, for our children, our children's children? That is a mitzvah. And what about a rabbi who says, no, don't go to Israel, it's too hard. You won't make enough money. You won't be able to afford houses like these unless you're a millionaire. You won't be able to find a job. You won't be able to find the quality education you want for your kids. You won't be able to afford the cars that cost double what they do in the States. You know, you won't be able to deal with the language difference and the cultural difference. And this is all not to mention, I'm going in circles. This is all not to mention this terrible war that's been going on, not just since October 7th. This war has been going on since, well, before 1948. But in 48, they got a real jump. But Rav Kahana said that every time a Jew is attacked, it's bringing Geula, redemption is coming closer. Okay? Redemption coming closer. Why? Because when we're attacked as Jews, we create tremendous merit to bring down goodness in the world. Now, it sounds like a dichotomy. Why does the God that we love and honor have to put us through suffering in order to bring good things? It sounds like that kind of equation, doesn't it? But it's not so simple. Rabbi Nachman goes on to tell us that this Morasha, Kehilat Yaakov, this inheritance, it comes because we have not yet discovered our total Jewish identity. And we haven't found our power. And if we don't use our spiritual power to build this land, to build this country, the other nations will come and go for it in a second. No problem. There's dozens of entities, countries that would love a piece of Israel. They're here. You can hear them speaking in the streets. I've talked to them. And, do I blame them? This is a wonderful place. When you get off the plane in this place, you feel it's different. You feel there's something going on here that is like no other place in the world. And there's a price to live in a place that's like no other place. There is a price for a spiritual revelation. It's called self-sacrifice. And if I don't want the revelation, why should I make the sacrifice? But that's reading the equation backwards. Why don't I want the revelation? Don't I want to know why I'm here? Don't I want to know why we suffer? Isn't that important enough? That we get to go through these funerals and these terrible tragedies that are happening day after day. Isn't there a reason? Well, the reason is because it is changing the spiritual balance in heaven. And when that balance tips, there's going to be a revelation, a global revelation that's going to change everything. And I would not want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. When that happens, all the prophets in the Tanakh have been talking about this from the beginning. And so, the Nachalat Avot, if a rabbi tells you not to go to Israel because it's hard, he's underestimating your power. He's underestimating your ability. Because you know what? What I found out is I suffered in LA, I suffered in New York, I suffered in Orlando, and I didn't feel like it was for much. I came to Jerusalem, and you see here what we got here? Got a whole square full of people talking, eating, having a little lunch break, I assume. I came to Jerusalem, I said, at least if I'm going to suffer, I'm going to suffer for something that's worthwhile, that's part of an eternal vision that is happening as we speak. And who am I to turn away from the eternal vision of this nation and this God and this Torah? My friends, think deeply before you make that decision and before you have somebody else prevent you from your true spiritual inheritance here in the Holy Land. All the best.